What if the key to unlocking the next level of trading isn't trading at all? It's actually trading less. It's doing nothing. In this video, I'm going to break down why I think the next level, right, the very next stage in your trading career is very likely just trading way less than you are in this YouTube trader economy that we all live in. Everybody's always looking to squeeze every single minute out of the market, but really there aren't that many opportunities that are worth taking at least. So I'm going to break down through example last week some of the trades and thesis that I had trading off the POC. Go check out my other video talking about trading off of the naked POC. That is a critical video and actually understanding how I trade. And if you look back at the market in this last week, tons of great setups, and it fits very, very well into what we're going to talk about in this video, which is taking A setups and doing nothing else at all. So strap in your seatbelt and let's get into it. So overtrading is a huge problem that a lot of people have. Let me describe a typical day and you tell me down in the comments if this is something that you've done. You wake up at 8:30, you do a little bit of pre-market analysis, maybe you wake up a little bit later. You log into your favorite broker, you log on to Discord, you're looking at YouTube, you're trying to figure out what all the buzz is, what are all the traders saying, what are all the good people saying, right? First trade goes well. Okay, you're green, you look over at your P&L, you're stoked, you're taking screenshots, you're posting it in the Discord, you're telling all your friends, look how good of a trader I am, right? It's 9:57 a.m. You still have the rest of the day to go. Okay, first major move, you caught it. Now you try to go for the second move. Oof, didn't go so well. You're still green, you're still green, but you're not as green as that screenshot you just shared, right? So now you feel like a liar. You're like, damn, I just showed I made $2,000, but now my P&L is only $1,300. I got to make $700 back. All right, one more trade, I'll make it back. And hey, maybe I'll make a little bit more. So you do another trade. Oh, things aren't going so well for you now. Now you're down to $200 green. You're still green, but you feel an exceptional level of loss because you're down $1,800 from where you started and from that screenshot you took. So you're 3 trades in. The first trade in was great. It was an amazing trade. You took another one. That was an L. You could have stopped right there. Had a great $1,300 day, but instead now you're down to $200 and you're sweating and you're freaking out and you feel like a failure because you've thrown away all the money that you made. This is the problem with overtrading, guys, whether it's that or any of the million other versions of overtrading that can occur to us. Okay, all of it is bad. Here's another scenario for you, which I think is equally important. I don't want to talk about just green opens. I want to talk about red opens as well. Okay, scenario B, you open up the day. Okay, you go into the market. You have a red first trade. Okay, you're down $200. Okay, your risk management was pretty good, so you're a little red. That's fine. You made $2,000 yesterday. So being down $200, while it sucks to look at that red in your P&L right now, all things considered, that's not too bad. Okay, you take another trade. Now you're up to negative $100. You made a little bit back. You're a little fearful and the trade runs. And if you would have held that trade, you would have been up like $600 on your P&L. But you realize you can feel yourself being a little stressed out due to your red open. Okay, and now you're contemplating, man, do I sit and do I do another trade or do I do nothing and just let the day go because I had a rough open. I had a quick loss, which was fine, but I didn't hold my winner, which actually was an A trade, and I would have made back my loss and then some. So you give in, you chase, you want to do another trade. Dang, that one's an L too, and now you're back down even further. You're down to negative $400. Okay, if you had stopped trading after the first trade, okay, being down 200 would have been fine. The second trade, not too bad, but because you were shaken up, okay, you didn't hold your winner either. What will happen is, in the grand scheme of things, right, if you learn to just not trade and if you don't chase the rabbit, your green days will exceptionally outweigh your red days. What will happen in most cases of overtrading is that you get the really good trade and then you get all of the bad trades and your P&L shows. So let's go ahead and jump into some examples. And if any of those stories resonated with you guys, leave a comment down in the comment section. I feel like I said comment too many times, but leave a comment down in the area where you're able to comment, obviously. Join the Discord. Leave a comment in the Discord. We've got a Discord. wap.com/tradeedge is the Discord. We day trade live every single day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to win Force 11 a.m. That's right, 11 a.m. Why those times? Well, that's because that's when the most opportunity is in the market. But let's take a look at some trades. So we're going to use examples from this last week. Chart looks crazy. That's fine. If you looked at any of my POC videos, some of these lines will make sense, but we'll get clear of the visible range, volume profile, and we'll get rid of VWAP and things. We'll get rid of some of these arrows. Boom. And let's just talk about taking A trades. Okay, and why they are so powerful, so important, so useful for us as a trader. So I want to talk about this trade here from Thursday, April 25th, where we were looking for, and we call this out in the Discord, we were looking for a rejection off of this prior day POC, point of control, at 5,028. Okay, why? Why were we looking for a rejection there? Well, let's zoom out. Let's go to the 1 hour. Get rid of this line. Don't need that either. And let's get rid of the session volume profile for now. Did I move a line? No. Okay, get rid of that. Let's get rid of the session volume profile, and let's just talk about structure. So structure, we've got a low, we've got a high. We've got a higher low, we have a higher high. We have a higher low, higher high. We're in a higher low, higher high scenario, right? So we bounced on the macro. If we go to the 4 hour, we can see that we had the sell off, the whole thing with, you know, I don't know if I can say this if YouTube is going to censor me, but the unexpected news, right, of missiles being fired, unexpected impulse, right, but expected in terms of overall TA. So we bounced. This was an actual major LVN on the visible range. So we go to the visible range volume profile. We can see here that we came into this lower volume area and we are rejecting here in the auction. Cool. So what is an A trade that we could have taken that would have made all other trades not worth it? There's also a book. Okay, this is a book that I want to call out. It's called The One Thing. It's a really powerful book. And when you live your life according to this, and this is me being very, very subjective at this point, but I think it's powerful. If you read the book called The One Thing, one of the principles in that book, it's a very short book, you should read the whole thing, is what is the one thing that you can do that by accomplishing it, it would make everything else less important or irrelevant? I'm paraphrasing, but that's how I think of it as my mind. So if your goal is to make $10 million and you're trying to do it by accumulating all of these different streams of income, but you realize that you can make $10 million doing one thing, then why are you trying to do all these other streams of income? In trading, if there's one trade that can net you all the money that you need in a month, right? And that's really the scope of the types of trades that we're talking about here. If there's a trade that can net you all the money that you need to make in a month, nothing else matters. Okay, nothing else matters. There's a lot of ways that this applies, guys. It doesn't matter if you blow up a prop account, okay? It doesn't matter if you blow up 5, and I know I'm being a little crazy with some of these comments, but if you made, imagine if you made, you know, I've had months I've made $300,000, okay, more than that. Say you make $300,000 in a month. You do that. Everything else becomes irrelevant, right? You want to hit it big. Doesn't mean that you want to gamble. It just means that you want to identify the A setups. You want to be in the market for the A setups. And when anything else is happening, you want to do nothing. That's what it means. It's not about gambling for the big hit. It's about being ready when all of the cards are stacked in your favor. You need to have chips to put on the board. That's what I'm talking about. You need to be able to make those plays. And the way that you make those plays is not by playing everything else. That's what we're talking about here. So keep that into perspective. So what was the play? Let's turn the session volume profile back on. And we had this POC here. We'll just go back in time, okay, to where we were looking at this. So a few days ago, right, going back Wednesday, April 24th, we're looking at the market and we're like, we hit this 5124 area, which is an LVN. I'll just plot it for you guys, right? So we'll put the visible range volume profile back on. And you can see here that we pivoted off of this area 5124, right? It's a previous pivot, right? Very obvious pivot in the market. So we had that, we pivoted off of it. And I'm looking at the structure and I'm thinking, where can we bounce? Okay, there's a few options. One, there's an LVN right here. Okay, there's a structure here, previous pivot, and there's an LVN right here. But we also have this prior POC way down here, 5,026. And let's take a look. Let us not miss how vertical the chart is right here. So when the chart is this vertical, there's a lot of ways that we could do a higher high, higher low continuation. We also know that with the VIX being elevated, we should expect wide price action, right? We shouldn't just expect this continuous tight thing. We should expect significant drawbacks. So keeping that in mind and knowing that the market can go further than our expectations, my eyes were drawn to this. I'm like, well, this is an open line at 5,025. Okay. And if I take that trade, if I expect that the market's in a higher high, higher low situation, this part is so important in this video, guys. So I really want you to like tune into what I'm about to say. The market is in a higher high, higher low situation. So if we pull back to here, where is, pop quiz, where is our price target? Where should we exit this trade? If this is we're doing higher highs, higher lows, this is the low, okay, where is the next high going to be? It's a very simple question. I'm saying it again. We're in a higher high, higher low situation. If this is the low, okay, where is the next high going to be? It's going to be past this high. So let's print out some more candles. Boom, boom. Session disconnected. Let's reconnect. Not sure why it did that. Oh, that is really annoying. My bar replay still going? Okay. Is it stuck? Nope. Okay. So we print a few more. All right, let's just exit bar replay. It's exploded for some reason because I'm logged in the trading view on my computer. So we're going to replay this so you can actually see this drop. We can see obviously how it played out, right? We know how it played out in retrospect, but it's important to see this in real time, right? So, and this is the tool that you should use, by the way. Bar replay with the volume profile, pick targets, and this is how I actually do back testing. I don't really do back testing. I mostly forward test and try things in real time, but I guess this is, in a sense, back testing for real. I essentially chart trade just using the replay. Okay, so here's my goal. I want to take a long off of this area, this price area. We'll do a box. Okay, I want to take a long. Cool. So let's see what happens. We move forward. Price comes down, cracks through our first target. Cool. Comes down, hits it. We take a long. Okay. What do we think is going to happen? Sweeps. We're doing higher highs. Okay. Very, 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 very simple trade, guys. Very, very simple trade. And my bar replay is just absolutely exploding. And we're consolidating. So we swept it. We swept the high. And the reason this is so important is that this one trade, if we look at this, the expected value of this one trade, if we just longed right when we first touched this POC on the 4 hours, this is a 4-hour chart trade. This is 121 points on ES. Now, we know that I often take these trades on NQ, and NQ is going to net you anywhere from like 1.6 to 2x if you take the same trade there, okay? So I did take this trade on NQ, and I did about $8,000 on this trade on that day, my personal and a few different accounts, okay? So the question is, and I didn't even play that perfectly. I should have made more money, okay? But I was busy and had competing interests that day. So that's one trade playing the higher time frame trend, okay? One trade, let's just write this down. One trade on higher time frame trend netted over 100 points on ES. Okay, how many times are you getting 100 points on ES? This is a really simple trade, by the way, okay? We had a low thesis. We know that we're doing higher highs and higher lows. So we know that the next high has to be past this. We know that the next high is going to be past the next relative high. So I could have taken profits from here. I could have taken profits right at this high, which is right at 101 points. Okay, 2 ES, that's 10K. How the money you make is irrelevant in trading, in my opinion. Okay, it's really just being able to identify the trades. So if you can identify the trade, the money you make is based off of your leverage. All of us are in a different place in our journey. I have a personal account that's multiple 6 figures, so I can take these trades just fine. A lot of people are just starting or only using props. If you're only using prop firms, it's going to be different for you. It literally doesn't matter. The thing that I want you to get out of this video, okay, is the fact that there are trades like this that are really, really easy to find on higher time frames. And this is something that I'm doing, is trading less and less and less and less. What I want to do, actually, my goal, as it is today, right? This is how I'll describe it. It's not my exact goal, right? This is not my apex goal in trading. Not going to reveal that to all you guys, because it seems like every time I tell people stuff, it just, yeah, everybody copies it without the context. But point is, I want to trade as little as possible. I want to trade as little as possible. Little as possible, because there are trades with huge asymmetric outcomes that will make up for anything else, right? And I mean that as somebody who has pretty good. And if you're in my Discord, you know, we'll call out trades based off of the 5-minute scalps and stuff like that all the time, all the freaking time, right? I've done a ton of trading on the 5-minute, the 15-minute time frame has been my friend for a long time. Again, the thing that I was just talking about here on the 5 and the 15-minute, right? We can see here this opening candle. Okay, there was a high volume bottom wick, and also here on the 15, there was this doji here, right? So 30-point EV, a little bit like under 8 here on this one to here. But again, what I was just saying, nothing compared to what we have on the higher time frames. My mission to you, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to reduce your trading in half. Now, a lot of you guys, if you're somebody and you're like, oh, Forrest, I already don't trade that much. Haha. Okay, cool. Kudos to you. To everybody else who's being honest on the internet, which I know there aren't that many people, trade less. Cut your trading in half. Cut it in less than half. Cut it into a third. See if you can do that. See if you can purposefully trade twice, 2 or 3 times a week. There's days that you just don't take trades on. It will help you immensely. And then you can optimize from there, right? Another principle of mine is that if you see an A setup, you should take it. It's a solid principle of mine. So regardless of the session, regardless of any session that I'm in or whatever I've said, if I said, hey, I'm not trading today, if I look at the charts and I see that there's an A setup, I'm going to take the trade. Why? Because I'm an opportunist. That's what opportunists do. I hope you found this useful. If you want to join our community, please check us out. wap.com/trade edge is the Discord community. We day trade live 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Again, I have codes, discounts for all of my favorite prop firms. My number one prop firm being, of course, my funded futures. I like them. They have a built-in journal. They pay out super fast. If you're into that, like next day payouts literally in my bank account. I requested a payout next day. It was in my bank account the next day, which is crazy. It was like instant transfer. I have not got paid that fast by literally anybody else. So that's phenomenal. Check them out. They're my favorite firm just overall. Cheapest firm, Apex. Probably my next favorite firm, Purdia, you know, a key winning for them, 50% off with code FORCE50. If you want scale, Apex is the best for scale. So if you want 20 accounts, you want to hit that magic, like do 5K a month from 20 accounts, 100K a month. That's what Apex is great for. So there's a ton of options. You know, really where I sit, I'm here to give you guys the best deals that I can find and show you how to trade. Nonetheless, thank you for stopping by. Please subscribe. A ton of growth on the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. I want to say that. I think I say it in every video, but I want to make sure I do. You could be doing anything with your time right now. So if you're still here watching this, I want you to know from me directly that I appreciate you. I wish the best for you. You can do this. Some things in life are hard, and you know, I hope that you find the power and strength to overcome them. You absolutely will. If you want to know how to trade, or if you ever just need a positive word, hit me up. That's what I'm all about. I believe it is my life's purpose to help people and help people realize their dream. In any case, I gotta stop talking because this video is going to be too long. Peace.